Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to do a comparison of a much requested product, and that is the Earin M2s against the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless. Let's go ahead and check them out. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been reviewing the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless earbuds. They're $299 and have exceptional audio quality. So if you're a Sennheiser fan and you're looking for great audio, then definitely this is the way to go. But many of you are asking me, how do they compare to the Earin M2s? So what we're going to do in this review is we're going to cover several things. We're going to cover the audio quality, pocketability. We're going to talk about also call quality. We'll also look at battery life and some of the features that make each one of these products unique. So we'll get straight to the review. Oh, and by the way, many of you are requesting that I do a coffee call quality test. And when I call it coffee, meaning a coffee shop. So we're going to go into our local Starbucks and we're going to do some call quality tests so you can see what these two sound like. So we'll go ahead and check it out, and hopefully we don't get kicked out. Let's check it out.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
So now the first feature we're going to talk about is the overall audio quality. Face it, when you're really picking up a Sennheiser, you expect to have fantastic audio, and you can't really go wrong. When we look at all the reviews and we look at this price point, $299, these are absolutely fantastic. So you have good bass, good mids, good highs, music separation, everything is there. It's very warm, very rich. Now, when you think about the Earin are $249, and they don't really stay that far behind. They actually sound really good. It really comes down to your audio preference. I'd say if I had to choose between these two, while this one has great mids, highs, and it also has bass, and they're loud, I prefer the Sennheiser over them. So guys, let's talk about battery life now. So both of these have great battery life. You're going to get 4 hours of battery life from each. Now there is a difference though, and that really comes to the actual case itself. And we're going to take a closer look at these cases. But it comes down to the fact that you can get 14 hours of usage out of these versus 12 hours of usage out of these. So this is obviously when you start charging them and using them. And one of the things is because you need to travel with these cases, the thought process around charging is kind of completely invisible or transparent to your experience, because as soon as you put them in the case, they're going to start charging. So again, 4 hours of battery life on both, but you get a total of 14 out of this, 12 out of these. So guys, now let's talk about sweat resistance, because let's face it, if you have either of these, you're probably going to be using them at the club. I have when I've been working out, and I really sweat profusely. So let's talk about that for a second. So these have a higher IPX rating of 54 versus an IPX rating of 52. So while they're both sweat and dust resistant, these just seem to have a higher rating, which means they're probably going to last longer. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about now the microphone arrays with these. So from a mic perspective, this has a 4 mic array. Now we're going to see in our test, does the 4 mic array make a difference? And then what you have are these right here, which have a 2 mic array. We've already seen some call quality tests, but today we're going to do it in a coffee shop, and we're going to be using the DJI Osmo Pocket. Hopefully it's going to be discreet enough where I won't get anybody questioning why I'm there and if I'm recording anybody. So this has 2 and this has 4. So now let's talk about call quality. So I get a lot of questions on, do you hear the caller in both ears? And the answer is yes. So both of these support stereo sound calls.
Now we're testing out the Earin.
In a coffee shop?
Big coffee shop, just a couple seconds later. And around, a little bit over 20 people. Coffee being made.
What do you think about the audio quality?
Again, this setting, I'm speaking under, not too loud, not too soft. This is if I was having a conversation with someone over the phone. What do you give it? Thumbs up for the quality? Thumbs down for the quality? Let me know your thoughts in the comment area below.
Right, so we're in the coffee shop. We're testing out the Sennheiser.
20 people in the shop. So this is what the audio quality sounds like. It's just speaking under, let's say, normal, not yelling. I'm just having a normal conversation with someone across from me. Or I want to have a discreet conversation heard by everybody in the coffee shop. Let me know what you think about the audio quality.
So now the next thing we're going to talk about is the pocketability. How easy is it to carry either this one or this one in your pocket? So I will mention that these are probably the most pocketable because of the overall dimensions while they're longer. And I would say for the ladies, this is like a lipstick, you know, and this is a little bit much larger, and you'll see that in a second how they look in my jeans. So these seem to be the Earin. As you can see, kind of disappear in your pockets. They really don't stand out that much, and they're very easy to conceal either in your front pocket or your back pocket. However, as you take a look at these right here, these stand out quite a bit depending on the jeans that you have and how fitted they are. Front and back pocket, very noticeable. And if you were to sit with these in your back pocket, they are very uncomfortable to sit with. These not so much because they kind of slide over to the side. So from a pocketability, these have the pocketability. Now, as we take a look at the cases on these are pretty straightforward. They're magnetic, which I really like. They will not fall out. And given the fact that they are magnetic, the Sennheiser gives you kind of this confidence level that when you put them in the charging case, they're going to charge. And again, they don't fall out. So I like the fact that while this has a nice closing mechanism here that feels sturdy and robust, I don't have to worry about them not charging because I know if they lock into place once they fall in, I'm good to go. Now these have a unique mechanism. These are the Earins, right? The M2s. I really like that they have this capsule approach. So you notice as soon as I open it up, they start blinking, indicating that it's just telling you what your charge level is. So to put them away, they're also magnetic, so they will not fall out. But they go into this little capsule. Now what I have found at times when putting these into the capsule, that sometimes they don't sit just right even though they get into the magnetic placement, and sometimes I find that I'll find an earbud that is actually dead. Now the case itself does have a charging port right here, so you can see that, and then this one does have, but this is micro USB, and then this one right here is USB-C, which, you know, everything is going this way, and I appreciate just having to carry one cable. So that's the difference between both of these cases. So next, let's go ahead and talk about the overall Bluetooth connectivity. Solid connections with both of these. I have no issues when it comes to distance, syncing, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, not a problem at all. But I'm still, oh my God, I'm still having problems with these when it comes to maintaining a stable connection, when it comes to turning them on and having a paired experience. So literally, I'm opening these up, putting them in my ear, and it can't connect. And it ends up requiring me to do a factory reset. So pressing these buttons down while there's a cable connected to this, I'm holding them down for 30 seconds and then I'm able to pair again. It just doesn't find it on the phones, and I'm trying it on 3 phones. So this is Samsung, I'm doing a Google Pixel and the iPhone, and same experience I'm running with these. Now these have no issues when it comes to maintaining pair. I've gone maybe 2 weeks without using these, have them in my bag, the battery's dead, the capsule is dead, charge them, pop them in my ear, they're fine, and they work without a problem. Now there is a difference between also how these connect. So most earbuds that are true wireless have a master-slave relationship. That means that this one is the main connection, and then it communicates to this one when it comes to music. So these also work the same way. So if we pull these out for a second, they have a master-slave relationship. However, if you take one out, close the capsule and pair it, put the one that you took out back in, and you take the other one out, pair it to your phone, you can have both of these connected to your phone, which means that you can use them individually. So that means that if you get 4 hours out of one earbud, you can only wear one and get 4 hours. Take it out when it dies, put it in, take the other one out, and then get another 4 hours. And it really doesn't matter if it's left or right, because they have no left or right designation. Through the magic of cool tech, as soon as you put them in your ear, both of them, it knows which one is your left or your right. So these you can use individually, and you can extend the battery life, which kind of blows these out of the water when it comes to using them individually. So next is something known as hear-through technology, audio transparency, and that is the ability to hear what's going on around you by simply pushing a button. So I would say neither of these are fantastic. I think that the Hear ones that we reviewed on the channel do a better job when it comes to hear-through technology. And I would say that after that you would have the Jabras, then followed by these, and then these. Now, while these have the 4-mic array, I really think that where most of these kind of fail is in the application, which we're going to see in a couple seconds. The apps themselves aren't really that great, and what ends up happening is I find that they suffer so much. Even though this has a 4-mic array, I don't have a lot of configurability like I do with Jabra or that I have with Hear One. This is the same thing. So in addition to my Bluetooth challenges, I've also had challenges where as I try to turn on the audio transparency, it just won't turn on. So I flip it on, flip it off, flip it on, flip it off. I restart my phone, I reconnect these, and I continue to have problems. So keep in mind, these are new. This is the first generation true wireless, so they're going to have issues. But I expect Sennheiser to send an update out real soon to address all these. All right, so next let's talk about the actual fit. So we're going to try the Sennheiser first. I'm going to put them in my ear so you can see what they look like. And I'm getting the no connection. I'm going to have to do a factory reset again, so I already heard that. That's kind of a bummer. But I just wanted to show you what they look like. So I'm going to turn over to the right so you can see what it looks like here. I keep on hearing no connection into my ear. Here you see it. And so they come out a little bit. They are a little bit larger than most earbuds. Definitely not anywhere close to the Sonys or the Bose, but this is what they look like. Let's try, I'm going to take one out. Actually, I'm going to take them both out. And we're going to look at the Earins. Now, these are extremely comfy. No stress, no issues with them at all. Use them for long periods of time. Use them on plane trips, no issues. These are extremely comfy too, but I would say a little bit more comfy. And the reason why is because of the design. So these use what I would consider the earplug type model. So when you grab them out of the capsule, you're going to put these contact points are going to go towards the back. And I'm going to shove it in my ear just as if I was having an earplug, because they remind me like the earplugs. All right, so we're going to put them in. All right, so now they're in, and they create also really good, I'd say, passive noise cancellation, the same way these do. But now take a look at these. I'm going to move over, and notice how, they're very discreet. They're there. They almost look like you have some earplugs just plugging up your ear. Very comfortable, and they don't fall out. So neither one of these have ever fallen out from my ears. But these, I find, have an upper hand when it comes to comfort because of that earplug type technology that they're using or the design. And then they're also using the Comply foam tips, which also is a great thing because they just squishy, put them in your ear, and they form to your ear canal. So I give, from a comfort perspective, I give these the thumbs up. All right, so the next thing let's talk about is the app itself. So I have the earbuds in my ear right now, and we'll go ahead and talk about the app. This is what the app looks like. So we'll put it in camera right here so just so you can see it for a second. Let's take a closer look. So very simple app. It has, again, the ability to adjust your gain, your balance, and your transparency. The transparency has a couple features where you can actually, as you turn this thing on, you have the ability to adjust the volume. It sounds a little digital, which I find it sounds more digital than the Jabras. But once again, I think the most natural ones that you'll find are going to be the Here ones. So it sounds a little bit digital. You do have the ability to adjust it up and down. You also have the ability to adjust your transparency to hear things that are near and things that are far. So that's pretty nice. So it has, when it compares to the Sennheiser, it has more configurability in the app, which is a good thing. The other thing that you have is you have balance. So you can balance your earbuds left and right. And that's, of course, to compensate for any hearing challenges that you may have. But it doesn't have kind of like a hearing test or anything that goes beyond that. You have the ability to adjust gain. So you can make things louder or not, right? These are loud. They get very loud. Matter of fact, both of them get extremely loud. So you have no problem with either or. But that's it. There's not a lot more in the app outside of that. So again, it tells you that they're on, and it tells you you can either do gain, balance, or transparency. Very minimal features here inside of the app. All right, so next let's take a look at the app for the Sennheiser. We're going to go ahead and swipe over to that for a second, and we'll take a look at some of the features. Again, this is their first true wireless earbud, so the app is very light as well. Not as mature as you would expect from Earin. Earin, this is actually their second generation. They actually have other earbuds, so I would like. Now, I have the earbuds on. They're actually connected, and this is some of the stuff that drives me a little bit crazy. It says, retry to connect or connect to another device. It just doesn't see it. This happens quite often with their app, so it seems to be a little buggy, and then it just goes through this kind of little swirly thing as it's trying to find them. And it then gives you this little error message. I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but it says Android requires location services to be enabled. So what I normally do is, even though I have my earbuds there, I say forget the device, add a new device, and then I just let it go through the process of looking for the device. So once it's done, it typically finds it, and then we'll be able to see the app. So I know for those of you who are real fans of the Sennheisers, you may be kind of like, am I hating the product? I'm just pointing out the defects, guys. So, the defect is the defect. It's happening. I've seen it, and I hear other people saying the same thing. So let me try to get the app to show up, have the earbuds show, and then we'll continue the review. All right, guys, so success. Finally, it sees it. It took me 3 minutes of restarting my phone, restarted the earbuds multiple times, but it's there. So now let's talk about the Momentum True Wireless app itself. So as we take a look at the app, you do have the ability to see the earbuds. It also has a really nice help kind of tutorial on there. If you click on that, you see your earbuds left and right. They tend to discharge a little bit. You'll notice on the review right here how my left or my right, the batteries aren't really always 100% in sync, even though they're in the charging base. I do see them 100%, but one tends to discharge a little bit faster. And I've seen other earbuds that have kind of like the slave model that don't do that, at least that apparent. You do have your transparent hearing, so you can turn that on, and I can hear what's going on around me. I only have one setting, so I really can't do much more than that. I also then can also, as I have the transparent setting on, hear music at the same time, which is something I prefer. I don't want to be startled or surprised. I'm also trying to be very aware of my surroundings. I'm in Chicago. You have to be aware of your surroundings. So you have those settings as well. You do have an equalizer, and I find that the equalizer is very different and unique, but the equalizer features are pretty good, and they work well. And that's pretty much it. You do have a settings area. You can do firmware updates, but there's really not much more to the app. So very basic, very clean and minimalistic. I'd expect that it would grow and improve over time. So guys, what did you think about that call quality test in the local coffee shop? And also, which one do you prefer, the Sennheiser or the Earin M2s? Let me know in the comment area below. I'll tell you, if you're an audiophile and you love music, these are definitely the way to go. See you in the next one.